I'm actually surprised, frankly, that anybody can get away from the hard-hitting investigative journalism at the PD to come to this august welcome here. So did Rebecca find the cow? Mark, I was a little curious why Chris said that you were transitioning now. I understand. We've been on that for a while. Yeah. You know, so it's really a pleasure here. I think I'm the one with the least amount of time with Wardlaw, and I expect my life expectancy will be much longer. But thank you to Jordan and Lauren and Roy, who I've just met. Really, I'm not like him. I have no problem talking about Wardlaw. And Lindsay, of course, it's very nice to have seen you. And of course, the rapier-like wit of Mr. Carpolo down there, and his humor is like a fine, dry martini. Oh, brother. When I was asked to stand here by Diane, lovely Diane, and Jordan, I thought, what a distinct and incredibly painful experience it's going to be to have to stand up here and talk about Mark Wardlaw. I mean, after all, what else can be said about Wardlaw's many accomplishments that Wardlaw hasn't said himself? But you know, after thinking about it for about 5 seconds, I realized what a treasure trove of material there was. I felt like King Midas sitting on a pile of gold. This was going to be easier than making Crystal Palin scream abstinence during coitus. So for weeks, I locked myself into my office and I scribbled and I scratched like a monk in an abbey to produce what I consider my life's work. A list of insults for Mark Wardlaw.
Are there copies for Lucky?
We saw some right out there. But then that fucker Jordan told me I only had 7 minutes. You know, I've had the honor and real pleasure of teaching at Santa Rosa High School for 10 years. And in that time, I've had just beautiful experiences, met really, truly lovely people, fantastic memories, and I hope what will be lifelong friendships. But tonight I gotta talk about Mark Wardlaw. Early on, I was just a new teacher, but Mark seemed to absorb me into the center of his universe. And I thought, wow, the new guy. I'm hanging out with the legendary Mark Wardlaw. I was giddy. I was walking on air. Yeah, that's when I realized what's actually in the center of a universe. It's a black hole. And slowly but surely, the light and joy was being sapped from my head. You know, our relationship was truly cemented during one of our camping trips. Some of us teachers, we take an annual camping trip, and it's a really great time. Mark's only been to a couple of them, though, because he can't allow his feet to touch the ground. You see, the forest floor is far too dirty for Mark. Well, that, and of course, there's no, room service or Starbucks. Well, on this particular trip, I developed a kidney stone. And if you haven't had a kidney stone, let me describe it this way. My first girlfriend, and this was pretty pubescent, but my first girlfriend used to think it was charming to take her open hand and hit me in the genitals. That's about what a kidney stone is like, okay? The only thing that gave me relief was to squat in the icy cold waters of Hat Creek. And Mark, to his credit, squatted with me, as did many of my friends. I have to say, that evening, as we're sitting around the campfire, it's a beautiful time, we're singing World War I songs. We're savoring our favorite sodas. It was remarkable. But the pain became almost unbearable. So I thought, I don't want to drag everybody else down. I just kind of left the circle as quietly as I could in the absolute dark. I went and leaned against my truck. I put my head down on the hood of the truck, and I'm sure that I sounded like a bear in heat. Out of the darkness comes Mark. And I swear to God, I will never forget this moment. He walked up to me. He leaned in. And with this really look of deep concern on his face, he said to me, "Your pain is causing me stress." What can I do? I apologize. But, my actual friends, Andy and Tom, they rushed me down to the Fall River Mills Emergency Center there. Just to end this story, I remember they put me on a morphine drip, and through this morphine haze, I see the doctor and the nurse standing there, and the doctor says to the nurse, "How big is it?" The nurse held her fingers like this and said, "Tiny." And the doctor, with the absolute straightest face, said, "I was talking about the stone." I'm sorry. Now, if you know Wardlaw, he's a huge sports fan. And we all know his favorite teams. The Warriors, who had a fantastic season, unless you read Wardlaw's Facebook. The Sharks, they came so close. And then, of course, there's always the San Francisco Giants. So many mornings I wake up from a text with Mark and they're lamenting the lack of a starting rotation, or the fact that the position players can't hit out of a paper bag. But, Mark, even after you're retired, I'll still be there for you so that you and I can cry over the Giants. By the way, if you're really friends, how many of you know the Giants have the 5th highest payroll in baseball? And how about that wild card scheme for the playoffs, huh? Is that an abomination? Listen, if you haven't heard that 50 or 60,000 times, you can't be over. Mark and Diane are truly world travelers. They have been to Africa. They have been to Asia. They are soon on their way to Central America. Mark's been to Europe so many times, he's become the face of the year for the Europeans. Well, him and Donald Trump. We're fucked. Linda and I are going to France, actually, in just a couple of weeks. We're going to say we're from Canada. Damn right. Mark befriended me, even though he knew I was pretty musically ignorant. I listen to music. I whistle. I sing to music once in a while. But as far as making music, I really don't know anything. And so before this really special evening, I went out and I talked to some of his musician colleagues just to find out what it is that Mark really does. Mark blows. Mark blows in large groups of men. Mark blows in small groups of men. And Mark blows all by himself. How he does that, I've never cared to ask. And what is it you blow, Mark? Oh, that's it. Piccolo Pete. Now, I don't know who Pete is, but I'm certain he's a very happy man. So, now like Britain's Brexit, we have Mark's exit, which comes too soon. But what about the rest of us, Mark? I begged you not to go. But with a satisfied look on his face, he said he didn't care. Had a cigarette dangling from his fingers as he said he's done and pulling out. You have left the rest of us feeling empty and frustrated. Somehow I wish my name was Pete. Seriously. Mark, in all sincerity, your friendship to both Linda and I has been very special. You and Diane have mentored us for our trips. We've had great nights out. You and I have had so many discussions on a myriad of different topics. We have had pun-offs. And Mark, in the Will Rogers room, I'm truly going to miss you. But this is not the beginning of the end, it is the end of the beginning. And hopefully we'll have many more.
Thank you, Louis Black. Not original, but it works. Next up, David Carpolo.